Hello friends, this is Ella, your friendly advisor in Ireland. In today's video, I'm going to talk about a visa called Entrepreneur Visa. It's a program called STEP. It's it has been there since 2012, and you'll be directly dealing with Minister of Justice from anywhere outside EU. And this program is only for non-EU individuals who are entrepreneurs, and the few conditions that you need to satisfy to get this visa. And this is one of the interesting ways to come to the country instead of spending your money on masters or trying to hunt for jobs. If you satisfy the criteria, you are in there. It's as simple as that. But satisfying those criteria is where you'll have a lot of trouble. And in this video, I'm going to help you understand the criteria well, also give tips on how to get this visa. If you're already in Ireland, I would advise you to share this with your friends. And this is one of the best ways to come to the country. There's one more which I will be talking about in another video. Without further ado, let's jump in. So this visa is called a STEP program. STEP stands for Startup Entrepreneur Program, and it was introduced in 2012 by Irish government. The good thing about this is if you're successful, you can get your immediate families and you'll be granted a residency permission for 2 years initially. This is a uh, stamp, but the problem is there are few conditions within that stamp for. I mean, we get stamp for we can set up businesses and all. In this stamp for you can set up a business, but you can't depend on the government. Whereas the usual stamp for they can depend on the government, public funds, things like that. Now on this visa, uh, first 2 years you get the visa, and based on the performance, you get an extension for another 3 years. So within 5 years, you can get a normal stamp for which is a long-term residency, or after 5 years of residency you can also apply for critical not critical citizenship. It's as simple as that. So initial 2 years, next it gets extended to 3 years, but both are conditional, right? And yeah, this residency is multi-entry. You can move from Ireland to other country and come back. I guess most of the people who are in businesses do get this visa. It's just that a lot of people are not aware of this visa. Now, the eligibility is simple on the paper, that the person who is trying to move should be a person of good character, should not be convicted of any criminal offences in any jurisdiction, and should have required fund of 50K available, their own funds, and they scrutinize this a lot, and should have a innovative business proposal. The few more things which I'll be talking about in the section tips section. So there I'll explain what kind of innovative business proposal you should have, and the few sectors that are not considered as, for example, if you have an innovative idea in restaurant chain or something like that, that's not included in this. So only a few sectors are included, a few sectors are not included. We'll talk about that later in this particular video. Now, the process is pretty straightforward. When I say pretty straightforward, it is straightforward. The step one is you need to submit an online application by email. It's not a direct application, but it's an email. You have a step application form, which will be in the video description, that you need to fill. And then you need to show the documentation that you have 50K in funding, and the proposal that you want to bring in as part of the business idea, for which I'll be giving you a few tips later. And you need to submit this as a collection just to this email there, which you have IIP and step applications at justice.ie. The other program I was talking about earlier was IIP, which I'll be making another video. Once you submit this, they will scrutinize it, but before they scrutinize, you need to pay an application fee, and the application fee is non-refundable. You need to pay it to this account, and you need to pay 350 euros. They don't really care whether there's an exchange rate or not. The final amount they want to see in their account is 350 euros. Within the payment reference, you need to put step STEP and your passport number so that they can track your application by your payment reference. Once the step 2 is done, you then move on to the few steps. Now, Irish government, the Minister of Justice has all of your documents. They have your payment. Then what they do is they do an independent evaluation, and people who are in this evaluation are also government employees, like senior public and civil servants. And if the application is successful, the Minister of Justice will issue a letter, a permission letter to reside in the state. And once you get that letter, you basically apply for visa from your home country through VFS Ireland website, and you get to a country, you register your permission, and then you start your business. That's the next steps. But there are few conditions, right? uh, the permission can be withdrawn if you do not do any of this. You must establish the business as outlined in your application. So once you come here, you need to right away set up your business. Second thing, you must work in this business full time. You can't do multiple jobs. That same thing, like on stamp 4, you can work on multiple jobs. Usual stamp 4, but on this stamp 4, you can't. And you are not permitted to be employed in any other capacity. You can't be consultant, you can't be advisor, even if you're attending any launch box and no accelerate programs. You're not employed. You should not be employed. If you are done, then you are no. The permission can be withdrawn. And you must not be financial burden on the estate. It means that you can't access the public services. So you need to have an insurance once you're here. If you're with the family, your family, entire family should have insurance. And you must not be convicted of any criminal offense in any jurisdiction. It means that even in your home country or here, you should not be convicted of, or let's say there's a fine for a driving offense, you need to pay it right away. You should not be convicted. So if you satisfy these conditions, your permission stays on, and you can stay here for long, get your 2 year step program visa extended by 3 years, and then after 5 years you can have a normal stamp. And how do we, again, these are the tips, right? How to get step visa approved. First thing is, it needs to be a new and innovative product or service to international markets. So Ireland is not a tax haven, but it's a hub for entire Europe to do your sales, right? If your product works in Ireland, it will definitely work across all the countries. Even if your product works in across all countries, you can set up business here so that you can work with the other countries' businesses and do trade. But it should be a product or a service. Again, as I said, few sectors are not included, like tourism is not included, hospitality is not included, food and retail is not included. What's included are manufacturing, IT, agriculture, those kind of technology related or innovative service related sectors. And you can be involved in manufacturing or internationally traded services too. But the thing is, you should be able to create 10 jobs and realize 1 million in sales within 3 to 5 years of starting up. Then you need to give the financial plans to along with the submission, right? And you should have a strong experienced management team. It can be in India or in your home country or here. And but the headquarters should be in Ireland. Let's say you have a business which is less than 5 years old in your home country. You can use that team, and you can come here on the entrepreneur visa. You can then move the headquarters. You can create an office here and move the headquarters to here, and then within that innovative product and service thing that they want, and you create 10 jobs and realize 1 million in sales, then you're well and good. So my major tip would be, if you're someone who is running a business in your home country, which is less than 5 years old and has great product that you are selling in your home country and that can be sold in Europe, you come to Ireland on this visa and set up the business and achieve this. And that's it. Hope I helped a few people on this video. If you are someone in Ireland, do share it with your friends who wants to move to Ireland. Thank you.